good? What's good? Rainy days, cloudy days, rainy days, walking the dog. This side, homie. Got him over here on the line somewhere. He over there. So I'm walking. It's a beautiful evening. The temperature's cool, but I'm wrapped up. Hoodie, puffer, scully, scarf, boots. So what you gonna talk about today, Lo? Well, it seems that a lot of folks is discussing. What's this 111? Today is Wednesday, January 11th. 111. So we doing for 111. 111 is 3. The 3. Well, I finished my first book of the year. And I'm sure y'all want to know who the author is. I should know that information. But I know the title of the book is Tax-Free Wealth. And it's a gentleman who's a CPA for Robert Kiyosaki, who's been writing books for a number of years, putting people up on game on trying to live a tax-free life. And so I read that book, finished it up, and give myself a break. And then pick up another book. I got another tax book by my man Cofield out of ATL that I got on PDF, but I haven't really read it. But I'll get to it. So I'm gonna compliment the book I just read with his book. I'm sure there's a lot of parallels to it, and I'm gonna get down with that. So that's gonna be really cool. But for the most part, that's pretty much it. Came across a dope ass photograph of my uncle. He's passed away for a couple years. And he's a member of the Fruit of Islam back in the day. And I posted up years ago. Well, yeah, a couple years ago. When I first found actually saw the photograph of him when he was a young man. And I was bugging out of it because I seen the photograph many times before, but I never knew that was my uncle back in the maybe late 50s, must have been in the 60s. But it's a pretty dope picture. And I was on I was scrolling on IG one day, and I saw somebody had posted a photograph, similar photograph. I think it was the same event, but probably obviously from a different camera angle. But that was pretty dope. I was like, okay, cool. So I took a quick screenshot of that. But I'm like, damn, K Young, you really connected to this history. And like most people in this country are, most Moors in this country, we pretty much are. You know, I've been debating, am I African American? Am I a Negro colored? I damn sure like the term Moor, because I see that's a term in which it's been deleted from the vocabulary of people of color in America. And although I'm not in America, I really reflect upon it because I see the impact in which it's had. I walk down these streets here in Zurich, and I see these characters, artist renderings on sides of buildings that are like, a few hundred years old, and they depict people of color on the sides of these buildings. And now I know for a fact those particular what do you call them, murals or paintings of Moors have been there a long time, because the only way they can remain on these 100-year-old buildings. I was recently walking down in downtown Zurich one time. Well, actually it's like last week. I'm just walking. I've been down the street a few times, well, more than a few times. And for this particular day, I happened to look up, and I was like, oh shit, there's a depiction of a Moor up top above the building, or the threshold of the building. And I'm like, oh, that's dope. And of course, in my head, I'm wondering, obviously, the history of it, who maybe that individual may happen to be, and what was in the building for someone to put that character painted above the threshold of the building. And I need to actually go back and investigate, or possibly just type in the address online and see what type of information I may happen to get pertaining to the records of the history of that particular spot. So I'm gonna gives me something to do in 2023. So working on that right now, as well as I'm working toward to put out some I ain't gonna say it's top secret, but some cool shit. And shout out to my man, what's it, SIA, somewhere in America. My man really been pushing his line, and I'm seeing all the forward progress that he's been making. Personally, I'm definitely a supporter of black businesses, or more businesses. And I'm definitely gonna purchase me some kicks from my man, a couple pair. So that's one of the things in which I'm gonna be doing. I got a stepson, he rides a motorcycle, and he's always on his bike at night. So I think it'd be pretty dope if he get him some of those SIAs with the glow in the dark soles on them while he's riding his motorcycle. I think that's pretty cool. And you know, these youngsters, they be thinking shit be corny, but they don't be knowing shit be dope. He ain't even hip to it. So I guess I put him up on some game, on some of that SIA gear. So that's my next step in the following weeks. The crazy shit, when you order stuff outside of the country, you get hit with that value added tax. And like DHL and Post, they always hit your ass up. They let you know how much it's gonna cost extra when the items come into the mail, you know, from overseas. So you might spend some cheese, and you pay the extra for the shipping, and then once you even get here, you got to pay a little bit extra. But I'm gonna do that shit through my corporation. I'm gonna write all that shit off. Got to find a way in which you incorporate it in my business. Probably doing a profile on the company itself and discuss and talk about it and the nature of my company. So that's one of the things I'm gonna be doing. It's raining right now. Actually, it stopped raining, so me and the dog is cool. A little while ago, it poured on our ass. I know he got to shake the water off, but yeah, it's all right. So we making our way back toward the crib, back on the street lights. I got that Layla Full Stop playing. A lot of y'all folks in the U.S., y'all not on her. But then again, there's a lot of people that are. Layla Full Stop is dope as fuck. I like her message when she's discussing. Plus, she got lyrics, she got bars, and really nice artist. And I got put on to her when I was listening to some Children of Zeus a year or two ago. She's one of the featured artists on one of their songs. And I was like, you know what? Let me see what she's singing. And I hit up some of her music on Apple. She had a joint called Cherries, which is very popular, I've noticed. But she got an album, boy. It's pretty fire. And I seen some videos of her in some concerts in London, not in London, out in Manchester. And I'm thinking like, damn, if I was a promoter, I'd definitely be trying to book her. You know, her content is dope. She got bars, and she can do her thing. So just a matter of folks in the States catch on to her popularity here in Europe. So with that being said, I'm gonna let it go. I've been talking enough. I'm gonna load this up to my YouTube channel. Shout out to my man Race out there in Texas, my man the coach, doing his thing. I was catching some of his, he had a little, I guess a little inaugural show. He was discussing Athletes Integrity Unit on this site, which I'm very familiar with. I got a master's degree in sports and ethics, and that was I know actually a few people that work for the Athlete Integrity Unit in Monaco. Matter of fact, my fellow alumnus or alumni from the university that I graduated from, KU Louisville, maybe one of the organizations I may pursue to do some work with in the future. But yeah, I'm very familiar with AIU. A lot of people aren't though. And they just stuck on water. But it's a lot of integrity organizations. Matter of fact, be honest with you, he's right about it because people don't know about it because integrity organizations are a new thing now. I think tennis has had one for a number of years, but athletics hadn't had one. You know, they've been relying on the different organizing agencies in the individual countries as well as, you know, with water. And all of the bullshit that's been happening over the years between the different localized drug testing agencies from country to country. They came up with the AIU, which is catching all kind of motherfuckers, let me tell you. So the Kenyans is on everybody's radar now. But not just the Kenyans. Anybody who fails to take a drug test, unannounced drug test, with real fucked up excuses, they're getting popped and pinched. And they're losing their eligibility. So I just gotta say, athletes, y'all gotta be a lot smarter. Yeah, y'all signed that clause when you became members of USATF. Y'all don't know that clause is there, but it's there. You become a member of a national organization that represents the particular country in international competition. You know, authorized or ruled by the IOC, and not just IOC, but World Athletics. You sign it. So you caught up. And the best thing you can do is unannounced testing, show up, give them the sample, call it a day. And in the meantime, don't do dumb shit. Or test everything, or be curious of anything and everything that you put in your body. All right? I'm out.